Imagine your phone lights up late at night, a name on the screen you never expected to see there. It isn't a former flame or a friend from the past, but a call from the one who knows you best. If Jesus were on the other end of the line right now, what do you think he would say to you? He wouldn't start with a lecture or a list of your mistakes, but with a voice full of deep, healing peace. He might ask how your heart is truly doing, beneath the smiles and the filtered photos you share with the world. Maybe you are sitting alone tonight, wondering why your prayers about love seem to fall on completely silent, empty ears. You have been checking your notifications, hoping for a sign that your season of loneliness is finally coming to an end. But what if the silence you hear isn't absence, but a sacred space God is holding just for the two of you? It is so easy to feel forgotten when everyone around you seems to be finding their forever person so effortlessly. You watch the weddings and the anniversaries, feeling like you are standing still while the rest of the world moves on. But the creator of the universe is not a god of coincidences, and he has never once been late to a promise. Think about the times you begged for a door to open, only to realize later that the room was full of shadows. What if the rejection you felt so deeply was actually the most profound form of divine protection you have ever received? Sometimes God removes people from our lives because he heard conversations that we were never meant to hear ourselves. He sees the red flags we choose to ignore because we are so hungry for companionship and a sense of belonging. He knows that if he gave you what you wanted right now, you might not be ready to sustain the blessing. Growth happens in the waiting, in those quiet hours when you are forced to lean on him instead of a partner. You are being refined like gold, learning that your worth is not tied to a ring or a relationship status. Have you ever considered that the wait was never about your unworthiness, but about the magnitude of what is coming? A love that reflects the heart of God requires a foundation that is built on something much stronger than fleeting emotion. He wants to heal the parts of you that still look for validation in the eyes of people who cannot stay. He wants to show you that you are already chosen, already seen, and already loved beyond any human capacity to understand. Close your eyes for a moment and listen to the stillness that follows the noise of your busy, anxious day. Can you hear him telling you that you are precious, even when you feel like you have been left on the shelf? Your story is not over just because this chapter feels longer than you ever anticipated it would be in your life. There is a specific purpose in this pause, a training ground for the character you will need for your future. When you finally meet the person he has prepared for you, you will look back and thank him for every no. You will realize that the heartbreak was just the soil where your strength and your faith were finally able to grow. But what if God is asking you to fall in love with him first, before he introduces you to anyone else? It is a beautiful thing to be so hidden in God that a person has to seek him just to find you. Don't rush the process by trying to force a connection that doesn't have the breath of heaven behind it right now. Manipulation might get you a relationship, but only genuine surrender will bring you a partner who truly honors your soul. Trust that the one who paints the sunsets and counts the stars has not forgotten the deepest desires of your heart. He is working behind the scenes, moving pieces you cannot see and preparing a path that leads to your ultimate good. Why do we worry about the timing when we serve the one who created time itself and knows the very end? Your loneliness is not a sign of failure, but a signal to go deeper into the presence of the Father's love. He wants to be your first thought in the morning and your last peace at night before you drift to sleep. When your identity is firmly rooted in him, you will no longer settle for a love that asks you to compromise. You will have the courage to wait for the best, because you know you are worth the very best he has. Imagine that phone call again, and hear him whispering that your tears have been collected and your prayers have been heard. He is not indifferent to your pain, nor is he mocking your desire for a family and a home of your own. He is a father who delights in giving good gifts to his children when the season is finally right for them. So take a deep breath and let go of the pressure to have your entire life figured out by this weekend. Let go of the comparison that steals your joy and makes you feel like you are falling behind your peers today. What if your greatest testimony is born out of this very season of waiting and trusting in the middle of darkness? You are being prepared for a love that doesn't just fill a seat, but helps you fulfill your divine kingdom purpose. Stay faithful in the small things, keep your heart soft, and continue to pray for the person who is also waiting. Somewhere out there, someone is praying for a person exactly like you, with your heart, your laugh, and your beautiful faith. God is the master matchmaker, and his timing is always perfect, even when it feels incredibly slow to our human hearts. When the call finally comes, and the door finally opens, you will know beyond a doubt that it was all him. You will see the beauty in the journey and the wisdom in the delays that once felt like such heavy burdens. For now, just listen closely to the voice that tells you that you are enough, right here and right now. You don't need to change who you are to be loved by the one who crafted you with such intentional care. Rest in the assurance that your future is secure in the hands of the one who died to give you life. The call is coming. The promise is true, and the best parts of your life are still waiting to be written. Keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart in his hands, knowing that he is always working for your joy. You are never alone. You are never forgotten, and you are deeply loved by the King of Kings every single day. Your worth is not a negotiation, and your future is not a mistake that God is trying to fix or solve. He is the Alpha and the Omega, and he has already walked through every tomorrow you are currently worried about today. Peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of the one who promises to never leave or forsake you.